Perhaps nowhere in San Diego is the mixture of the established and what used to be called the counterculture so evident. Head shops next door to mom-and-pop markets, pizza parlor across from Crisis Center. And perhaps nowhere in San Diego have the opposing lifestyles evolved into the blend of what Ocean Beach is in 1978. The people here still live more closely together than most city dwellers in San Diego. Half of them are under 27 years old. They still make less money and have more unemployment and more crime than in many other areas. A few years ago, the conflicts between the hippies of that time, and that was anybody with long hair, and the seniors who clung to their beach cottages were more blatant. But Ocean Beach has mellowed some.
For a while, when the kids began to be real bad about things, I think the older people moved out, which was too bad. But now, people come down here with their families, go back to the beach again.
Certainly, it might be a little bit more quiet here in Ocean Beach than it was a couple of years ago, but the whole self-determination issue and the planning around a low and moderate income housing community is still as strong as it was 2 years ago.
Some say the establishment types who hated the public marijuana smoking, the acid rock, and the long hair have just given up. More likely, there are fewer of both types of people here in 1978. The dope smokers less obvious, the longtime residents growing more moderate or moving out.
And the young people are taking much more of an attitude of, well, let's clean this place up ourselves. I think this is good. We've had meetings over at the OB school, and at first I was a little bit concerned because the young people were on one side and the older people on the other, and now they seem to be together, and they want to do things together to really see this community as growing and being a community like it should be.
It is not apathy that has brought the mellowing. There are 24 organizations active in Ocean Beach. Although often at odds with each other or lacking coordination, the people who make up these groups have had a profound effect on the way things are today in Ocean Beach. The Ocean Beach Planning Board is now controlled by the younger, more progressive members of the community. In tandem with environmental laws that discourage major development, it has stalled many a project that would have eliminated much-needed low-income housing. Board member Lars Tollefson.
Well, there still is a split, but I think that especially through the experience of the planning board, we found that we can work with all the elements of the community. Now, there's still this impatience, obviously, but I think we found that when we're in power, which we're the majority on the planning board, that we can work within the system to accomplish our goals, and that's what we're doing.
If there is any one thing that all of the residents agree upon who live in Ocean Beach, it is this parking lot. They don't like it. They say there are too many of what they call transients hanging around down here, and they want the police to do something about it. Periodic police sweeps have had their effect. The availability of street drugs fluctuates with increases or decreases in police presence. And there is constant community discussion about whether the police should spend their time here during the day to prevent drug sales, during the night to prevent burglaries and vandalism, or whether they should be here at all. But for many residents, it's not the young locals who create what problems there are with drugs and vandalism. It is the transients, the runaways who come here, the sailors on leave. It is still an attractive place for them, and usually for the very same reasons OB residents like it here. It is like a small town isolated in a city of 1 million people by a riverbed, a hill, and the Pacific Ocean. OB may once have been a would-be resort gone bust. It may have problems, but the people who live here are proud of it, and they think they are working to make it better. Cathy Clark, News 8, Ocean Beach.